So you're ready to buy your first luxury car. Congratulations. Brands like Audi, BMW, and Mercedes have been expanding their lineups to capture first-time luxury buyers. The thing is, the cars don't always live up to the badge on the hood. So when I see a subcompact luxury sedan like the redesigned 2020 Mercedes-Benz CLA-Class, I'm a bit skeptical. You see, subcompact often means budget, and if I'm going to buy a Mercedes, I don't want it to feel cheap. So stick around and we'll determine if the CLA-Class breaks that subcompact stereotype and learn the trim that CarGurus recommends. Well, off the bat, the new CLA looks a lot better than the one it replaces, losing the oversized and out-of-place headlights. The name CLA draws a relationship to this car's larger sibling, the CLS, and both are four-door coupes. Now, as much as I hate the term coupe being used for anything other than a true two-door car, Mercedes does the coupe thing kind of well. It has a sharply raked rear window, frameless doors, and the defining characteristic of a coupe, a pretty much useless rear seat. If the front seat slides forward far enough, the rear seat becomes usable, but the CLA still has a low roof. The 2020 model feels a bit better on headroom than the 2019 model did, but I wouldn't want to sit back here very long. It's a different story up front, where the driver and front passenger are treated to sport bucket seats with plenty of bolstering. Our test car features a combination of leather and suede with sharp red stitching. But the real treat is the new cabin layout. With the sweeping brushed aluminum panels and vintage-looking vents, the new CLA feels like an instant classic, and finally like a member of the modern Mercedes family. The new interior is highlighted by its updated infotainment system, called MBUX. For starters, it uses a touchscreen that combines with the instrument panel in this gorgeous single-frame setup that spans half the dash. There's a touchpad in the center console, but I'm glad to see Mercedes has brought back an actual touchscreen. For several years, the only way to interact with the infotainment system was down here, but the return of the touchscreen shows a willingness to let the driver determine how they interact with the car. Mercedes also does something a bit different with the steering wheel mounted controls. You have these two pads. The one on the left controls the instrument panel, and the one on the right controls the center touchscreen. Although I don't have a traditional button for scrolling through the radio stations on the wheel, I can swipe through the menu of stations and even save a preset without taking my hand from the wheel. It actually kind of works, and when all else fails, you can even use the new voice control system, which works kind of like Siri. Hey Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Find me a gym nearby.
Here are several gyms.
But for all it does well, perhaps Mercedes was a bit too forward thinking. All you have in the CLA are USB-C ports, and I'm all for getting rid of outdated tech, like you don't see cassette or CD players in cars anymore, but I have a drawer full of traditional USB cables, and I don't want to have to buy a new cable simply because I bought a new car. There are 4 versions of the Mercedes-Benz CLA-Class, the standard CLA-250, the all-wheel drive CLA-250 4MATIC, and 2 performance versions, the AMG CLA-35 and 45, which we're not covering in this review. But even before options, the standard CLA-250 comes pretty well equipped. It has a standard panoramic moonroof, leatherette upholstery, dual-zone climate control, Bluetooth connectivity, and push-button start. But CarGurus recommends our 250 4MATIC test model. It comes with everything from the standard model plus all-wheel drive, and from there, you can spec it out to your needs. Ours came with options such as wireless device charging, heated front seats, and the Burmester premium sound system. When paired with the optional ambient lighting system, it makes for a stunning presence. The lights even change color when you change the climate control. The CLA isn't perfect though. For instance, it doesn't come standard with passive entry. You know when your keys are in your pocket and you grab the door handle and it automatically unlocks the car? Yeah, not having that on our test car feels pretty cheap. Under the hood lives a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine. It makes 221 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, sent through a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission with paddle shifters. The Turbo 4 makes great power for a car this size, and when paired with the optional lowered suspension, our CLA 250 4MATIC has a surprising and different type of performance. See, many modern performance cars have a stiff suspension and heavy steering, but our car is different. The steering feels light and the ride is athletic but refined. The CLA is every bit as comfortable as it is sporty, and it's everything you'd want out of a modern luxury car. It's a nice place to sit in traffic comfortably, and it has the agility to overtake cars and find a little excitement in the daily commute. Fuel economy estimates for the CLA 250 4MATIC are 23 miles per gallon city, 33 highway, and 27 combined. And we observed in a week of combined city and highway driving closer to 25 mpg. The front-wheel drive CLA 250 offers 25 miles per gallon city, 35 highway, and 28 combined. All CLAs come with airbags and a backup camera, but as far as advanced safety features, the only standard feature is forward collision avoidance. For everything else, like adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, and blind spot monitoring, you'll have to pay extra. Though I will admit, the available surround view camera system is a nice touch. It automatically activates as you approach an object at low speed, meaning you can park nose in with precision. Base MSRP for the 2020 Mercedes-Benz CLA-250 is $36,650, and the CLA-250 4MATIC starts at $38,650. But that's not the most affordable Mercedes in the US. For that, you'll have to look to the new A-Class. The A220 is the new entry-level Mercedes, starting at $32 grand. That low price means the CLA has been able to get a little bit more expensive and grow into its own more sophisticated vehicle, and grow it has. With all the options, including the driver assistance features, as well as the luxury and tech options, our test car clocked in at just over $50,000. $50 grand. That's definitely not entry-level pricing. But in nearly all ways, this is a more sophisticated luxury car, and it lives up to the massive emblem in the grille. You can get that passive entry feature, you just have to pay more. After all, would it be a true luxury car if it weren't trying to gouge you for options? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to see more videos, like our review on the Audi Q3. Let us know in the comments what you think of small luxury cars like this, and if they're worth the price. And to read my full review on the 2020 Mercedes-Benz CLA-Class, go to CarGurus.com.